Okay guys, in this video I will discuss about how the plan bracing of any steel structure, transfer the lateral load from this top or floor level to the foundation. Okay, so if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe and also don't forget to press the bell icon so that in future you can be benefited. Okay, so let's start. So at the very first, assuming that you are the beginner, you should understand about the different type of load that acts on any type of steel frame. Okay, normally there are two type of load. First one is gravity load or vertical load, and second one is your horizontal load or lateral load. Okay, so this vertical load are simply in the form of dead load or live load. Let's say the weight of all this seating. Okay, the seat are rested over all this secondary beam, here you can see, or the purlins, and the secondary beam or purlins are rested over this primary beam or rafter, whatever may be the term. Okay, so the vertical loads are carried by this secondary beam and primary beam. Finally the load transferred to this column, then to the foundation. Okay, so if you consider this particular frame, then here this is the frame, and this vertical load or this vertical load, this is coming to this primary beam or rafter, then going to the column, then to the foundation. Very simple. Okay, now the lateral load or this horizontal load. Okay, so the lateral load may come from any direction, let's say either from this direction or from this direction. Okay, so if the load comes from this direction or this direction like this, what will happen? Simply the load will be applied to this frame like this. Okay, and as this frame is moment connected, okay, normally the transverse frame are moment connected. So this lateral load simply transfer to this foundation through the action of bending moment transfer. I am not going into the detail how this lateral load converted into bending moment and then the bending moment transferred to this foundation through the push and pull action. Okay, so the lateral load is not a problem for the transverse frame when it is moment connected. Okay, but in any steel frame you can apply or you can use the moment connection only in a particular direction. So here in the trans direction you have used this one. Okay, so for the long direction you cannot use the moment connection. So what is the connection remaining? So the remaining connection is the pinned connection. Okay, so this secondary beam, this secondary beam, this secondary beam, they are connected with this primary beam or rafter through the pinned connection. Okay, right. Now the lateral load is coming from this direction, okay, or the load is acting along the long direction. So how they are going to be carried? Definitely this lateral load is not going to be carried by this primary beam, because here the lateral load is actually being applied like this to the primary beam, or you can say that if the primary beam is an I section, in that case the lateral load is being applied like this, or you can say the bending moment is being produced about the minor axis, and you know that the capacity of the I section about the minor axis is very nominal. So this lateral load cannot be carried by this primary beam or this secondary beam. So they simply travel this secondary beam, then this secondary beam, then this point. Okay, and here they are converted into compressive force to this bracing. Okay, like this, and finally they go to this point, and from this point again they travel this particular bracing. Okay, and finally reach to this foundation. So here you can see that for this particular lateral load, all this primary beam, secondary beam, and even all the column, they are simply meaningless. Okay, so again try to understand how the lateral load in roof level are simply transferred to the foundation without the help of secondary beam, without the help of primary beam, and finally without the help of the column. Okay, so let's say this is the steel building you are going to design in your next project. Okay, and here is the lateral load. Okay, and also here is the lateral load, here is the lateral load, they are coming. Okay, just consider this one, this lateral load. Okay, so they simply travel this secondary beam, come to this point, they are pin joint, then this one, it is also pin joint, then this one, this is also pin joint. Now it will not travel to this one, it will simply follow the shortest route from this point to this point, and the route is this bracing, right? Okay, let now consider this one, how it is going to be transferred to the foundation. Simply it travel this secondary beam 1, 2, 3, finally reach to this node. Then from this node either it can avail this bracing or this bracing. In both case it is same distance, and finally from this point this bracing, and finally to the foundation. Okay, so now I think it is clear to you how the lateral load in your roof level actually use the bracing and avoid all the primary beam, secondary beam and column to reach the foundation. Okay, so that's it. If you love this video, don't forget to share it.